Imagine your phone ringing. Before you even say hello, you already know who's on the other end. That magic caller ID owes part of its DNA to the pioneering mind of Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson. Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson's name may not be etched into pop culture like Einstein or Jobs, but her contributions to the technologies we use every day are nothing short of revolutionary. From the core research that enabled caller ID and fiber optic communications to her groundbreaking leadership in nuclear policy and education, Jackson's life story is one of quiet brilliance, persistence, and monumental impact. Her path is not only a scientific saga, but also a cultural and political journey that forever altered the landscape of American technology and innovation. Early life and the spark of scientific curiosity. Shirley Ann Jackson was born in Washington, D.C. on August 5, 1946, into a household that deeply valued education and curiosity. Her father, a postal worker, encouraged her to explore science through backyard experiments. She observed bees, took apart household items, and built an early love for physics and mathematics. This intellectual nurturing laid the foundation for what would become a groundbreaking career. She graduated as valedictorian from Roosevelt High School in 1964 and was accepted into the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, becoming one of the first black women to attend the university. At a time when both racial and gender diversity were nearly non-existent in elite science programs, Jackson's presence at Massachusetts Institute of Technology was itself a radical act. She faced academic challenges and social isolation, but she persevered, and in doing so, she would go on to make history, shaping the future at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. While pursuing her undergraduate studies in physics, the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968 galvanized Jackson into activism. She co-founded Massachusetts Institute of Technology Black Student Union and became a central figure in demanding institutional change. Her advocacy led to a dramatic increase in black student enrollment, rising from just a handful to over 50 in 1 year. Despite the emotional weight of these events, Jackson remained focused academically. In 1973, she achieved a historic milestone by earning her PhD in theoretical particle physics from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, becoming the first African-American woman to do so at the institution. She was also only the second black woman in the United States to earn a doctorate in physics. Her academic work involved exploring the fundamental forces and particles of the universe, a complex and highly abstract area of research that only a few truly grasp. Birthplace of modern communication. After earning her doctorate, Jackson pursued postdoctoral research at Fermilab and the European Organization for Nuclear Research. However, it was her move to Bell Laboratories in 1976 that placed her on the path to influencing everyday technology. Bell Labs was a legendary innovation hub responsible for developing the transistor, the laser, and many other modern marvels. At Bell Labs, Jackson focused on the electronic and optical properties of layered semiconductor materials. Her theoretical work on these materials laid critical groundwork for several technological breakthroughs, including touch-tone telephones, portable fax machines, solar cells, and most notably, fiber optic cables. These cables, which transmit information using light pulses, are now the foundation of global internet infrastructure. Her research also contributed to the development of telecommunication systems like caller ID and call waiting. While Jackson didn't directly invent these systems, her scientific insights into how electrons behave in solid materials helped engineers build the technologies we now consider standard. In short, she made the invisible visible, connecting the dots between abstract physics and tangible progress. Trailblazer in government and nuclear policy. In 1995, President Bill Clinton appointed Dr. Jackson as chair of the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, making her the first African-American woman to hold that role. In this capacity, she oversaw the regulation of all commercial nuclear power plants and nuclear material usage in the United States. Her tenure emphasized safety, science-based policy, and international cooperation. She also helped establish the International Nuclear Regulators Association, facilitating collaboration between global nuclear oversight agencies. Her decisions were driven by data and risk management, a reflection of her scientific training. Later, she would continue to shape national science policy under President Barack Obama, serving on the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology and co-chairing the President's Intelligence Advisory Board. These roles demonstrated Jackson's rare ability to move between theory and practice, from calculating quantum field interactions to shaping real-world energy and intelligence policies. Revolutionizing Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. In 1999, Shirley Ann Jackson became the 18th president of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, the oldest technological research university in the United States. She was the first woman and the first African American to lead the institution. When she arrived, RPI was in need of strong leadership, both financially and academically. Jackson launched the Rensselaer Plan, a comprehensive strategy that would elevate the university's profile. Under her guidance, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute raised over $1 billion, built state-of-the-art facilities like the Experimental Media and Performing Arts Center and the East Campus Athletic Village, and significantly increased its research capacity. Female enrollment in STEM fields grew from 24% to 32% under her tenure, a meaningful shift in a historically male-dominated domain. Though her tenure was not without controversy, faculty votes of no confidence and salary scrutiny made headlines, her leadership undeniably transformed the institution. She served in this role for 23 years, retiring in 2022 after nearly a quarter century of transformative leadership, honors, awards, and a legacy of excellence. Dr. Jackson's impact has been widely recognized with an impressive array of honors. In 2016, she received the National Medal of Science from President Obama. This prestigious award is given to individuals who have made outstanding contributions to science and engineering. She has also been awarded the Vannevar Bush Award, the W.E.B. Du Bois Medal from Harvard University, the Hans Christian Ørsted Medal, and the Clark Kerr Award. She is a fellow of several scientific organizations, including the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and the American Physical Society. Her career has earned her over 50 honorary doctorates, and in 1998, she was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame. These accolades reflect a life dedicated not just to personal achievement, but to the broader mission of using science to serve society. Daily technologies you owe to her work. It's difficult to go through a single day without encountering technology that Jackson helped enable. Every time you make a call using caller ID, pause a conversation with call waiting, or access the internet through a fiber optic connection, you're touching the legacy of her theoretical physics work. Her contributions aren't locked in a lab. They live in your living room, your office, and your pocket. This is the power of foundational science. Jackson didn't just invent gadgets. She created the conditions for innovation. She asked fundamental questions about how light and electrons behave, and in doing so, helped us build the most interconnected world in human history. A champion for diversity and inclusion in STEM. Throughout her life, Dr. Jackson has been a staunch advocate for equity in science and education. From her early days as a student activist at Massachusetts Institute of Technology to her policies as a university president, she has consistently pushed for greater inclusion of women and underrepresented minorities in STEM fields. She has spoken frequently about the quiet crisis, the decline in American youth pursuing STEM careers, and the need for systemic change in education and hiring. Her legacy isn't just about what she did, but also about who she helped. She has mentored countless students and professionals, and her influence can be seen in the rising number of diverse leaders in science, engineering, and policy today. Music, philanthropy, and the environment. Dr. Jackson is also a musician, playing classical piano and sometimes performing with orchestras. She and her husband, physicist Morris Washington, have made numerous philanthropic contributions to education, the arts, and environmental causes. In 2020, she joined the global board of the Nature Conservancy, committing herself to sustainability and environmental stewardship for the next generation. This multidimensional life reflects Jackson's belief that science and culture are not mutually exclusive, that creativity fuels innovation, and vice versa. And that's the incredible story of Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson, the woman whose brilliance helped power the technology you're using right now. If you found this inspiring, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, innovation starts with someone asking, what if?